Hello guys, here I am for another video brought to you by Riyadh Koba, an English teacher. This is the fourth lesson entitled Prize Winners, devoted to baccalaureate students. And in this video, we're going to learn how to write a biography, which is a very common writing task. If you're interested and you want to find out more, please continue watching this video. Welcome back. As today's video is on writing a biography, it will be beneficial to define the word itself. The word biography is made up of two words. The Greek root word bio means life, and graphy, which comes from the Greek word graphos, means something drawn or written. One who draws or writes. So biography means the story of a person's life written by another person. So when you are given such a writing task, you have to write a very short story of a person's life. To be on the safe side and to get a good grade, we will go over 6 different steps. The first step is reading the question carefully, which goes as follows. Use the following notes to write a biography about Alfred Nobel. As we can see, we have some information about the date and place of his birth, his nationality, his occupations, what he is known as, some of his important life events, and the place and dates of his death. As the first step is reading the question and its notes, I would like you to pause the video for 3 minutes to figure out what these notes mean. Ready? Here we go. The second part is to decide what tense to use. Here, it should be noted that tenses could vary from one biography to another. Let me explain this point. If the person you are writing about is dead, this means that the appropriate tense to use is the simple past. However, if he or she is alive, this means that you might need to use the simple past, the simple present, as well as the present perfect, depending on the context you have. So please bear this in mind. In our case here, Alfred Nobel is dead, so the appropriate tense to use is the simple past tense. Here, you need to underline or circle all the verbs you have in the questions and put them in the simple past on a piece of paper to make sure you do not use any other tense. The verbs that we have are the following. We will need the verb to be for these points, and its simple past is was or were. Then we have want, wanted, start, started, teach, taught, send, sent, learn, learnt or learned, continue, continued, invent, invented, become, became, write, wrote, stay, stated, and pass away, passed away. Great. Let's move on now to the third step, which is the use of the appropriate prepositions of place and time. As you can see, we have some words that we will classify in this table below and then extract the rules of each one of them. The first one we have is 2010, and we say in 2010 because it's a year. So we use in plus years. Then we have June 21st, and we say on June 21st because it's a date. So we use on plus dates. As for Tunisia, we say in Tunisia because it's a country. Moving on now to the age of 80, and we say at the age of 80 because it's an age. So always use at plus ages. As for Sfax, we say in Sfax because Sfax is a city. So in plus cities. As for Lamra, we say in Lamra because it's a town. So in plus towns. Then we have in June, as it is a month. As for 50, we say at 50 because it's an H. The last but one is the 18th century, and we say in the 18th century. Finally, we say on Monday because we use on plus days of the week. Once done, you start writing your paragraph, keeping in mind the rules that we've mentioned earlier. The safest way to write a good biography is to opt for the chronological structure suggested in the prompts. Do not try to rearrange the prompts that you have to avoid the misuse of the information provided in the question. So this is a common mistake that students usually make when they answer such a question. The second thing is to write in the third person, he or she, to make your biography sound more objective. So let's get started now writing sentence by sentence. Alfred Nobel was born on October 21st, 1833 in Stockholm, Sweden. As we can see, I have put the verb in the past and I have added on for the date and in for the city. He was a Swedish chemist, engineer, businessman, and inventor. Again, I have used the simple past here and I have added the indefinite article a because I have an occupation. And always keep in mind that we use the indefinite articles a or n in front of nouns. Always keep in mind that we use the indefinite articles in front of countable nouns. Then, he is best known as the inventor of dynamite and the founder of the Nobel Prize. Here there is a change in the tense. I have used the simple present tense in this example, although the person is dead. Why? Simply because Alfred Nobel is still known as the inventor of dynamite and the founder of the Nobel Prize. So again, please be careful with the use of tenses. Let's carry on now with the other sentences. When he was young, he was interested in literature. However, his father wanted him to be a scientist. He started teaching him the basic principles of explosives and then sent him to America to learn technical studies. In these sentences, I have used the linkers, however, and then to make my sentences coherent. So you should use the linkers that make your ideas easy to understand. Alfred Nobel continued his researches and invented a new explosive called dynamite. After inventing it, he became in complete distress by the thought that people could use it in killing each other. So again, I have used the simple past because the person I'm talking about is dead. Consequently, Alfred Nobel wrote his will stating to use his fortune to award prizes to those who shall have conferred the greatest benefit to humankind in physics, chemistry, physiology, or medicine, literature, and peace. On December 10th, 1896, Alfred Nobel passed away in Italy at the age of 63. In this sentence, I have used on because I have a date, in because Italy is a country, and at the age of 63 because this is an age. After writing your paragraph, it is highly recommended that you proofread what you write. Here is a checklist of the things to proofread. So you need to check the capital letters, the punctuations, the spelling mistakes, the prepositions of place and time, the use of tenses, the structure of the sentences, and grammar. That's all. You see, it's very easy. So why don't you give it a shot? Now that we've learned how to write a biography, and as the proverb goes, practice makes perfect, use the following notes to write a biography on Malala Yousafzai. Write your answer in the comment section below and I will correct it for you as usual, keeping in mind all the tips that I've mentioned earlier. That's all for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and also to make sure to subscribe to our channel so that you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much. Love and peace. Riyadh.